There we go. There we go. Yay! Goodness gracious. There we go. Now then, what kind of settings do we have? I don't think I can zoom in and out on this. Settings. Oh, hey y'all. Sorry, I'm just playing around with settings. Hey Maryland. Hey Ambient. Welcome. Hey, hey Shannon and Dawn. Very happy to see y'all here. I am using StreamYard today, and therefore I don't know how it will zoom, or I don't think we're going to be able to zoom other than me moving my camera. And you can let me know if it is, if it's fuzzy, it's focusing. It seems like it's okay for the moment. I think I'll continue to work on this today, but I did want to show you what I've been working on. And see, I can see that that's not very clear. I've got a new setup for my camera for my lights. I bought a boom arm kind of set up about 2 months ago, and then a few days ago I bought an extra arm for it so that I can put the camera, the light. There's my camera. Oh, my light's up there somewhere. So if it's, I can't even talk straight, probably because I'm tired. If the focuses won't straighten out, I may have to just switch back to StreamYard. You can let me know. Yeah, it's blurry. You'll get it figured out. Is there a reason you switched to StreamYard? I just wanted to try it, see if it was any better. But I don't see any way to change. Not sure that'll work. So we have general under settings. We have shift videos up For comments and banners, audio avatars. That's not it. Camera. Mirror my camera. Okay. Standard definition. Let's see what that does. Wow. Does that look better? I don't know. To me, it looks better on the screen, but you can let me know. Hey, Penny. Thanks for coming. I wonder if, look away if it's going to bother you. I'm going to lower this arm. Just a little bit. Whoa. Sorry. This boom arm is kind of frustrating. You know, probably what I ought to do is when I get it to where I want it, write down what I did so that I can get that fixed up for the next time. I've got to move the camera out of the way during teaching, so I don't know. There is a way to turn autofocus off like last time once you get it settled. There's a way to turn the autofocus off in StreamYard. I don't see one. That's the only thing I changed was the definition was kind of better. Oh, it is? Okay, very good. All right, well, that's what I was going to work on the rest of that today and add a little bit of sparkle here and there. But, all right, a lot of you are going to think I'm totally nuts. And I am. That's okay. I have a lot of fun. I am attempting to put all of my pencils, except for the water soluble ones, which I'll make a different chart for. Put all my regular pencils in color order on paper. I'm not going to physically put them on in order. I'm keeping them in their cases. But I wanted to, sometimes I'll be looking at a picture or that I'm going to work on, and I'll think, well, I want to do this one in a certain color, and then I could use the color next to it in whatever set I'm using. But maybe there's not a third one or a fourth or fifth or something like that. Maybe I want to do a gradient. And sometimes I actually go to another set to pull out a color that's better matches what I want. So I thought, why don't I put them all in color order? I'd been thinking of doing that before, but I didn't think, wait a minute, I can do this on paper. And so then I did the yellows, and that was okay. Then I pulled out all the oranges. This is yellow orange all the way to red orange or orange red. And it has been a booger. Each time you move, the focus goes out and then comes back. So just give it a minute with move things. Okay. Yeah. And this is all of the orange. So we've got yellow orange all the way to red orange. Some of them, like this one, is more brownish, and I'm kind of just putting those. I don't know, I might add that one back up there. So some of them are like that. Yes, massive and probably a little nuts. But like I was saying, when I pulled out all of the oranges, I thought maybe I would just do yellow oranges first and then orange and then, but the lines kind of blur as you go through the gradient. And even here now I can see these are, some of these are more yellowy. Anyhow, I did that and then I put them down on the paper and I colored them, and then I can make my adjustments there. So I could cut these and rearrange. But yeah, massive and crazy. So that's what I've been working on, and it's going to take some time because when I have to pull out one section, so I'll have to pull out the reds, right? And I've already got the orange reds done, so all I need to do is pull out the reds. But then you've got different kinds of reds. So, and also I noticed that in different sets, you might have, or they might be in a different place. Um, I'm not sure I'm going to include metallics in there, but say this light ochre is a little orangey. Maybe the brick dust is a little orangey. Do I put that in the oranges or do I keep it in the browns? So just questions like that. Too much thinking, but I don't know if it satisfies an OCD or artistic theme or whatever, but that is what I was going to work on. Yeah. And that was something else I thought about too was from that I can make what do you call it, sets, combos. It might all be from different colors, like for instance, or different sets. So what if I wanted, let me see here. I could do like sunburst yellow from the Artex, and then I might want to do a bright orange from the Color and a yellowed orange from Prisma. I could just put those together. Hey, Anna. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, it's true. I might be able to do it that way. Um, but I figured y'all might want to me to continue coloring this. Now I've got to move all these little things out of the way to find my pencils. I hope I did not put these up by accident. I don't think I did. Here they are. Yep, yep, yep. And there's my greens. I shove a lot of things to the side. I really ought to have a bigger desk, but at the same time, should I have a bigger desk or should I just keep cleaning the one that I have. Hmm. I thought I was going to be able to zoom in a little more. Yeah, it's going to mess with the camera, but since I don't have my zooming ability, I'll just have to do it like this. Probably next time I'm just going to go back to Streamlab. Yeah, Streamlab. Oh, I wonder if that'll help. Put the little animal. Well, this is a person. Down. See if that works. So what I did here was just kind of blocking the color in that I was going to use in each section, and then I can start working on it this way. These turquoise, is that the right turquoise? I thought it was actually called turquoise, not teal. There it is. I don't know how it got over there. These turquoise birds are really interesting. Now, I took liberty with some of the placement of the purple, but there are turquoise birds. I can't even talk today. And some of them have a black tail, and some of them have a little bit of purple in the tail. Also, what I did was add some Posca to some of the areas here. I probably need to move my whole boom, but I will not do that now. Very nice. Add some Posca here on the edges and some highlighted areas of the flowers and the leaves just to see how it'd go. So, have any of you ever done a crazy undertaking like this? I mean, it could be in any part of your life, not just in art. Like, well, it's sort of like spring cleaning, maybe, or some big project, cleaning out the garage. Yeah. So, which would you rather do? Put all your pencil sets, let's say, not all of them, because some of you might have 100 and some of you might have 3. Okay, how about putting, see, I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Putting 7 pencil sets into color order, or clean out your garage. That might be a hard decision. I don't know. Hey, Kenny. I actually hesitated to to say anything about this big project I'm doing, just in case, you know, I don't end up doing it. But I don't know. Once I did one set of colors, I had to finish it. So that's what I'll do. It may take me a while, but I will be starting and stopping mainly because, um, I would like to get some coloring done. Oh, Kenny, did you just come in? All right, I'll take you through the shortcut. I am putting 7 pencil sets in color family order on paper, not physically, because that would be insane. I asked my husband about that. And he said, no, just leave it And then later on, I thought I could do that on paper. I'm sorry, let me get some coffee. Ah, that's better. Hey, Callie. I certainly appreciate y'all coming in, listening to me ramble, listening to my craziness. I like putting things in order. Now, my order might be different than your order. For instance, you might start with the creams rather than start with the yellows. I did actually start with creams. These, though, the suede and brown bug, and maybe oyster. You could almost stick them in the browns, but I went ahead and stuck them here. And the ginger root I'll probably put in with the green browns. Um, and you might, so some of the pencil sets I noticed after orange, they either go right into the orange and then do red and pink, or they do orange and then skip. They do pinks, and then they go into the red oranges and then reds. I'm not sure what their thinking process on any of that is, and obviously there's no right or wrong way. But I thought basically I would just follow Prismacolor's color order. And if you want me to, I'll be glad to give you the order. Oh, that's I thought that was part of the flower, but oh, I need to change out my little deal. You know, why couldn't they make a longer eraser piece that maybe goes the length of the eraser? I mean, they could do that, and then you could advance it. Click, click, and advance it up. I don't know. So I keep changing these out. If I have to erase a big section, it is I can use um, a whole little piece of, what are these called? Eraser bits. I don't know. This, I may not be able to change this. See, I'm running it all the way down just to get that off. Oh well. I could have left it, I guess, but I'm gonna go ahead and stick it in here. Oh, excellent. Yeah, substitute lists. That's awesome. Um, Maybe I can compare hers. What is Belinda's channel name? See, I did that with I started with the Prismacolor at the top being the thing that I'm trying to match. I can color from Mags Tam Teresa. Okay, awesome. I think I've gotten them from different people also. Probably Emily and Pamela, I would say. Maybe Karen too. But I wanted to make a conversion chart, but I came up with using the swatch cards for that. And this has been very helpful because not only can I see if it has a color or not, I could decide, well, this, I'm looking at ones that they have everything. Um, they may not have one in one of the other sets I have, but I can go get this one out of the polychromos or something like that. Um, Also, I can look on either side of a color and say, well, the walnut looks a little bit like the sepia, so I can just add a little black to that and maybe get a sepia. Nobody has one for Mungo pastels. All right, go for it. Oh, I see. No problem. No problem. I mean, there's so many swatch charts out there that, you know, I can find something. Colors. I thought Pamela had one, or Emily. Coloring Bliss might have. They usually just have the. She has the major. I don't ones. I don't know if she's got that, but I thought Emily did. I don't even know where I got mine. Do you have the Color 180s? Yeah, yeah. Okay, I knew it was from Emily. Um. Oh, do you have the red tin? Well, I guess it just depends on which colors that you have. What am I working on? Oh, this is aviary. I'm sorry to say. This is from aviary, and the color choices I got from the color cube. This is one in which I asked my husband to help me with. Which one did you want? See, I could have just used this one card, or I could have used these two, which would look very different. But this is the one he picked out of those three. I suppose if I could do it over, I might just do this one that had the one card. I mean, I suppose I could have just done one card, but I almost am in some ways. I'm not really doing the browns, and so that leaves some of this, which is nearly the same. So basically, I'm doing this card. Thank you. Thank you, Shannon, for posting that. Yes, she has so many blank charts. It's amazing. Oh, no problem. Lurk away. I'm using the Grizzly pencils, and this one is turquoise. Turquoise number 35. And with this is where my huge um, color, family color project will come in handy, is if I can't find a match in one of the sets, I can find a match in another set. And it's not a big deal if it matches or not. That's just, I guess, some OCD. And I don't say OCD lightly. I literally really have that problem, that challenge. And it doesn't always interfere with life or anything like some have some people really struggle with compulsions, like always washing their hands or locking doors, making sure doors are locked, things like that. And so when I say OCD, I don't mean it in a light way. I mean it in a serious way. Sorry, I wasn't in the middle. I mean, it is kind of funny once in a while to think, well, I do this thing because I struggle with OCD. Sometimes it's funny, um, but I know it's not in general a funny subject. Oh, who did I miss here? Gail. Hey, Gail. Thanks for coming in. About the mythographic color emotions and the fantasy elements, some, however, achieved. Yeah, absolutely. I tend to color stuff realistically, but if if I can find a photo reference to a bird, I knew I was going to do these birds in a turquoise color, so I went looking for birds that were turquoise and kind of got just a visual. So what I'm doing is just building up the layers of the leaves. They could be leaves of the feathers, getting lighter as I go. The grisaille is more of a layering pencil. Um, it leans toward that, though in some ways they're soft too. They just go down on the paper so smoothly. Really like that. Yes, they do. Yeah, exactly. The world can trivialize um, things that seem like not real or something. Like um, fibromyalgia can be one of those too. Oh, it's just a catch-all for everything. Or I can't see your disability, so it's not really a disability. Oh, yes, it is. It is. Just kind of, I don't know, lightly putting the layers on. You're on a no buy. Well, I ought to be. I, you know, I always look for deals. That's my thing. So I guess I could say, well, I'm on a no buy except for a good deal. I'm not going to pass up a good deal, right? Okay, let's add some lilac, number 56. You sharpen that just a hair. There's a fly in here, and it just happens to like me. Oh, good ambient. Yeah, not sure how far down the back to put some of this color. Hey, Emily. Oh, Yana, I've heard you mention that in another stream. That's cool. That's a good idea because we buy books that we see on other channels and we love them and we want to have them, and then we might get them and not color in them at all. Um, I tend to neglect some books over other ones during a month. I'll say, "Oh, this is the book I want to work in," and I might work in the other ones. So I usually on my what I'm going to color that particular month, I have too many anyway. Um, and of course, I won't get to half of them, but it's it's also a way for me not um, to not neglect any particular book. I do that also with my color pencils or whatnot, other media. I think I need to go dark. I need to go dark. Yeah, that's awesome. I'm not sure though. I'm going to do mermaid. I'm not really a fan of. Where's my little? Gosh, I can never keep my desk clean. Oh my gosh, when I was teaching my classes this morning, I only had two today, two this morning. Usually I have one. Oh, I think I must have left it in the room. Um, I'm trying to find my glove. That's what I'm trying to find. And then my brain, I was burping and my brain jumped over to during class this morning. I had to muffle a burp and it was embarrassing. I was successful. Kind of slowly let it come out. I don't know that these pencils um, smudge very much, but I still like to have my glove. Ooh, well, that's getting better and better. Hey, Jahuz TV, welcome. Um, oh, what was the other thing Shannon's was doing? The Mel Panini. Now I can do that because I really love her. Her two book, well, the two books I like the most are Circle of Life and Enchanted Earth. So I won't have a problem with that or the sunflowers. Not a problem. It is windy out there today. It's kind of strange that it's windy, but we're not gonna. I don't think we get any rain until later. I think I might take the green gray 69. I love this color. Well, I know this smudges. I just realized. And of course, I can't find or have not found yet the washi tape that I just bought a few days ago. Anyway, green gray. I like this color. Let me show you. Man, that is so smooth. It lays down a little bit like Prisma, not completely, but that's what it feels like to me when I'm coloring. It's just, then it also feels oily. You can feel that oil there, but um anyway, green gray. I like that color. Let's see. Sending love from Qatar. Oh, welcome. Yeah, wasn't that fun? My security instincts are awake. Okay. Will you let me know if I can do anything? Hey, Steve. So I'm going to use this green gray. I'm not sure why I'm using green. Where's Shannon? Oh, do you think that might be a problem? Well, I don't think that's a problem yet. She's always here. Well, what I'm trying to do is make shadow. I'm not sure this green gray is doing it for me. It's turning too green. Because there's so much green in the turquoise, right? Let us change to regular. This is warm gray. So the Grizzly set has warm gray, cool gray, neutral gray, and the green gray. I think those are the ones. Let me see. Charcoal is a brown black. So they have warm gray, cool gray, gray, which I guess would be neutral, and the green grays down here. I put the green gray at the end of my list because when I mix it with white, I get jade green from the Prismas. And I thought that was so cool. It doesn't really go well in the greens because it's too gray. It's just a really dark. I put it at the end. So everybody does something different. Let's see. I think this might work. If it doesn't, I can put a little more of the turquoise in there. Sheriff Shannon, yay! Well, I don't want her to feel like she has to do anything because um, I had made her a a mod so she could help Jennifer, but I keep her there in case she wants to do anything modish. But I don't want to feel make her feel like she's obligated to do it. But if she does, of course, I really appreciate it. Oh, are you? Okay, good. What kind of career were you pursuing? Oh, security? Ah, very good. Oh, I know who's my husband's talking to. I'm halfway listening to my husband. That looks pretty good. Although I want to not have so much white here. I know it looks crazy, but there's purpose to my madness. Just kind of giving it a sweep, you know, a sweep of color. I think I just invented or put a name to it, invented a new coloring term, a sweep of color. I guess you could say a wash too, which is already a thing. Oh well, it sounds good. Um, I might go back in here later and put in a little bit of black in some of the darkest places. I really like doing that. Now I need to sweep over the bird with a little bit of blue. I have all my books picked. Start Monday. All right. Um, yeah, I think I'm going to put out a video since I've finally got my sound fixed up. I've just been lazy about doing any videos lately. I think I did put out one. It just changes it ever so slightly. Also, this this color right here is more of a bluish color. Even though it says turquoise. See, these these two turquoises have a different number, but they're basically the same. So I'm not sure. They'll have other ones that are like that have the same name but different number and a slightly different color. So yeah, I couldn't find any information about whether or not I could get the color companion by itself apart from the digital version. I may just have to get the digital version. My little puppy's sleeping. Okay. All right. I'm going to go look because maybe it was just on the phone that it wouldn't work. I don't know. Sarah Clark. Color your stress away. One of the questions that my OCD therapist asked was, "What do you do to relieve stress?" And I said, "I color." She said, "Good." Mm-hmm. Okay. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Pages, stickers, collections. Maybe I click on color catalog. Top J. I think the numbers on these cards are hex. Yeah, I think so too. But those two colors were so much alike, you couldn't really tell them apart, except their hex code was different. You have the bundle, you have the whole smash. I kind of wanted to get the whole smash a while back, but didn't. See, color collection. All right, that's the catalog. And then bundle, the companion. Okay. The color catalog companion is just 7 more when you purchase it with the bundle. I'm going to type in the search companion. It comes up separately. I've actually asked them a question and they didn't reply to me. Is it a printable maybe? No, that's the planner and the stickers. Hey Sue, how are you? Oh, it is not showing. The companion by itself. Maybe I'm looking in the wrong spot, but wait a minute, wait a minute. I see it. Ah, only 7 when you order the catalog. Otherwise, it is $45. Well, I mean, I might as well get the whole digital thing. This is hot pink. Ah, very nice. Yeah, I'm just using various pressures just to create some lights and darks and medium areas. See you later, Don. Thanks for coming. All right, then I'm going to use the raspberry. I love this color. Does it really? Wow. I think I've got something like that where you can take a photograph and it'll tell you, and you scroll over, not scroll, I guess you can scroll, I don't know. You just hover over each section and it'll tell you what colors from whatever set you have and that you started it on, and tells you the mix, what you need to mix together and what proportion to get a certain thing. Is that is it like that? $30? Mm. Oh, there goes my hand moving. It's saying, no, you're going to color like this. Can't tell if I'm in the middle or not. I don't know. I might get it. But then it's not going to have some of the some of the color pencil sets that I have. And I may solve the problem then with just doing what I'm doing with putting the sets in order, color order. I like how this flower's turning out. I kind of wish I'd have done it on here. So you see on this one, I had to use some white, Posca white, to put in highlights. But here I've left some white of the paper. So I kind of like that. I'm ready. You can pull palettes from anywhere in Pinterest. Oh, that's cool. You're like Artie too. Oh, of the color companion. So Shannon, you're saying in the color companion, some of the colors she's picking for a certain card are not accurate. Yeah, that's so true. Yeah. If I've got my big chart I'm working on, I think that should help a lot. Now I'm going to push a little harder in some of the dark places here. Not too harder because layering pencils, you can normally do that. Two out of five. So you can ask for two-fifths of your money back then, or 3/5. I wonder if some of it has to do with the printers. Like she might say, okay, I want you to print this color in this certain spot. And then they print something different. Yes, that is what I've done with every time I've used these and I've picked the colors out and I swatched them nearby. You know, if you could see one of my papers, it's got little swatch things on it everywhere. Um, and then I could decide, well, I don't particularly like that color, so I'm going to do something different. Like, for instance, this right here, I need to go back to my screen where I can see what I'm doing. No, that's not it. Is that it? Yeah. This right here is not this color. This it's up here maybe, And the background is definitely not one of these. It's mostly focusing on that. I see this one, maybe this one a little bit is in there and that one, but this and the background there is not in it. Even if you turn it over and look at the shades and tints. But when I was putting these colors together, and I actually, you can't see it now because I've erased and whited it out so much that there was some brown. You almost can see a little bit of it right here. And I was just testing out the brown here and these two colors. And they just didn't go that well with what I wanted. So I couldn't find anything brown other than the stems, but those are green. I suppose I could put a little bit of brown in some of the leaves, just to kind of do something. I don't know. Something interesting. I'm always doing something interesting. Like this right here. See, just a little bit. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Or I could just leave them out, which they would look fine either way. So really, it's all these. And these two right here, I love those two together. That purple, in this case, it's lilac and raspberry. I like those pretty well. So, yeah. Wow. I think I'm going to throw a little bit of purple in here. My washer and dryer sing to me. Does anyone else have a washer and dryer that sings to them? It doesn't sing, it plays music. I was surprised when we first got this washer and dryer that at the end of its cycle, it would it would play a little music. Thought that was funny. And you can actually turn that off if it were to get annoying. Oh, I've missed the stream here. Yeah. Oh, wow. Neat. Yeah. I'd like to get involved in more of the challenges. Nice. Nice ambient. You can use it for anything. I could use this in quilts, making quilts, or any of the. I think it'd be really good with quilts. Not so much maybe Bible covers or purses, pouches with zippers, dog beds, things that really don't require more than one color. But quilts, you could use it in quilts too. But definitely painting and coloring, obviously. That looks pretty good. I mean, if I do say so. I'm going to come back with um, the hot pink. Just to brighten it up a little. I'm just kind of making little sweeping motions like fur in a way, but longer. I don't think I have to add any white to that. That looks good. And these actually was using, put it back in the case. This pink, I'm going to try. Did you just reboot the laundry? Thanks, honey. You didn't have to do that. Oh, I see. It wasn't, well, I think I'll do something nice for my wife. I'll just, okay. Oh, no. I wonder who that was. I wasn't real sure what to color these things popping out of the plant. What are these? They have the pollen on them. Stamens. Stamen? Pistils? I was going to get another degree in science teaching, and I can't think of what the name of that is. I think I might add a little bit of this is the purple. It's not purple. Wow. Ooh, I have a great idea. I can generally get only one swipe of the gel pen. This is Stardust onto color pencil. That's interesting. I'd like to find that one might work too. The purple. There's the purple. Stitch palettes. Cool. I'm probably just fouling it all up, but you know, if we don't try something new, that we won't know that this one's not doing too bad. I'm kind of twirling the pin. Sorry, I'm probably not in the center. Twirling the pin so it will continue to The ink will continue to come out. Ooh. My camera's in a different spot, so I've got to remember to angle it. Okay. Okay, you'll see that sparkle. Ooh. I like it. I like it. I've looked at a lot of different palette generators. There was one that I liked the most, but I can't find it anymore. And then I was looking for other ones, and there is one where you put a photograph in there and you can put in like the major pencil sets, Faber Castell, the polys, the prismas. Those are the ones that I have of that. And you can either tell it to do the 72 or the 150, 120. And then you can also um, reduce the detail down to like, well, it's like 1 to 5. 5 being it's going to give you, you go over each pixel and it might give you a different combination of colors to get that color. Whereas 1 would be like a whole area would be one color, which it's not enough for me. Oh, I'm going to tape this down. I like that one pretty well. That one you have to pay for, but I thought it would be worth it. It wasn't that much, but I prefer free, but that's okay. Who wouldn't prefer free? Yeah, I drink coffee every morning. Occasionally I'll have it in the afternoon. And usually that's just on Fridays when I'm going to be teaching a long time in the evening. Nice. Oop, where'd she go? I'm right here. I like the sparkle. I can always sparkle that up later. And I don't really have a color here. Maybe the pink. Put just a little bit of sparkle here. Not too much. Hey, Mona. Oh, ambient. Yes, a Keurig. I love my Keurig. I had um, let's see, did I get it off of, I might have gotten it off Marketplace. And then a friend of mine said, um, she just put it out there on Facebook. Anybody that wants this Keurig, just come get it. And it was a better one than the one I had. And I said, I'll come and get it. So I did. And that one I've had 3 years now. And you can actually, what's the word? Set a time. And I've done that a few times. It's not like it's going to make the coffee for you, but it will. Oh, this is something else I like to do occasionally. Especially if something is a little too dark, like if the Stardust is a little too dark, I'll put it down and then I'll take my finger and I'll swipe just before it dries. And I don't know if you can tell here, but it gives it a nice little sparkle. It blends in really well. So, like, that's going to be too dark. So I'm going to sweep across on the hand, on my fingers. My fingers. These flowers, I wanted them to be purple, but they're coming out a little bit too red, I guess because I'm adding red. I added red. I just added that, and that is so cool. It turned more purpley. Ooh, that's probably too much right there. But that's okay. I learned something. All right. Thank you, Yana. There are no hidden objects in the aviary that I have found. What did I do with the book? Oh, it's right there. Yeah, no hidden pictures. It's still got the mashup of different things that you wouldn't imagine to be together. That one's very beautiful. I definitely can see a macaw here. I like the blue macaws best because I like blue. And maybe a golden structure. That would be kind of fun. I'm not fond of this one. This one's definitely fiery. It's got some fiery stuff going on there. And at first, when I looked at this picture, I just said, oh, it's got giant turtles and a little girl in the middle there. And I looked at it a second time and a completely different flip through. And I noticed the turtles have wings. I'd like to see some more of the winged turtles. Like, it's got water in the way, so you can't see them all that great, but I would like to see some more of those. Not sure about that one. That's definitely like phoenixy fire, something going on there with that one. And the bees. I like the bees. That one's too much. That one is way too much. Too much of tiny spots. Anyway. See you later, Yana. Thanks for coming in. I think I'm going to switch to a purple flower. And this is lilac. I'm going to try to repeat this, doing them like this. I suppose I could have taken a electric eraser and put some of that in there, but that's what I did. You know, when I look at the different dragon books, or the books that have dragons in them, it's hard to find a dragon I like because I'm picky about my dragons. I don't want them. Most dragons are going to be that are drawn in coloring books are going to be kind of that Asian scary type of thing. And I don't like those types. I like the happy, nice dragons. And then you get the other end where the dragon is so cartoony that it doesn't look like something I want to color, or it's too much like a little kid dragon, kind of what you might see in their coloring books. Too cutesy. So I kind of want something in between there. One that looks like a serious dragon but is not mean. If that makes any sense. There are a few. There's one in a book that I can't get very easily. I mean, it would cost about the same price as shipping as the book cost. And it's, I think she's a Russian artist. I can't think of her name. I want to say it begins with a K. But anyhow, she's got this one dragon that appeared in Coloring Haven. That's where I first saw it. And Elena Coloring with Elena has it in her on her channel and on her Patreon group. It's a mother dragon with a baby dragon kind of in front of the mother dragon, and it's sleeping and the mother's watching it. And that is the type of dragon I like. And I almost paid the money to get it shipped to me. I didn't want to do the digital because it would not print like very well. It's not going to be the same shape. The book is square, and then the digital copy that you could buy is shrunk to where it will fit inside a 8.5 by 11 page, but it's shrunk, and I didn't want that, so I didn't get it. But that's the type of dragon I like. Ambient says, "Oh, dragons again can draw them. Don't know how to color them. That's a top priority." Yeah, Callie, I don't color realistically per se. I just color what looks good. All those scales, yikes. Yeah. You can if you follow. I like to follow. Is it Karen, or it might be Oh, what is her name? Chris Ching. I think it's Chris Ching has a wonderful tutorial on. Let's see, what book is it? I want to say it's not the Symphony of Cute Animals. It's the Kingdom. Kingdom. I think it's Kingdom. Yeah. Oh, that's Garden. Where's my Kingdom book? I'm always misplacing stuff. That's where it is. Well, anyway, Kingdom of Curious Creatures. Some book stuck in the back. That's not it. Anyhow, there is a picture in there. It's of the background is different cabins, and in the foreground you have these beautiful birds and flowers. And there she takes you through coloring that bird. Now she's not talking, it's just you're watching what she does. But I think as you watch a colorist more and more, then you see the little things they're doing to get a certain color or level of color. So that's a good tutorial if you can look find it. Oh, so we're painting with colored pencils. Okay, I like that. I feel like that. Color Elena over at Coloring with Elena. She I always describe her as a painterly style, and so I've watched many of her videos. I'm one of the patrons on her Patreon, and I really like how she works. So I wanted to learn how she did it. And occasionally I'll get it right on something, or I'm satisfied that I got it right, or got it the way I wanted it. I should say, not right. And I'm gonna push a little heavier here. Oh yeah, yeah. I wonder, is it Kingdom of Curious Creatures? Okay, well, it's not Symphony. I know that. I just wonder if some of my books got pushed back and they're sort of hiding in between the other books. Like this one right here is hiding. I probably just need to have less books per shelf or section. That's curious. Did you take my book, puppy dog? Well, it couldn't have gone far. I can agree with that. I really can. And I've learned more and grown more confident than I did in college. I was an art major, but it seemed like most everybody that was also an art major had more they had more skills than I did. I just watched Channel 13, the PBS, and watched William Alexander, and I would try to do what he did. But I was always fearful of putting that first stroke on. But flash forward to right now, and I've done paintings or painted some stuff in books, I should say, used paint. And I'm able to do it because of the different things I learned. Um, Pomegranate. That was the other color I was to use here. Pomegranate. I forgot about that. So definitely they translate from one to the other, no doubt. But I can definitely see how it's called painting. Does it now? Anything that explains me better, I'm more than happy to have. I like having it in color order so it's easier for me to pick. I'm using the raspberry on this one. Just a little bit. Trying to mimic these little ones that I did. So I didn't do a lot of painting or drawing through the years, but I did do um, quilting, which there's a lot of color stuff going on with that. So I said I paint with fabric. I'm gonna come back through and sweep with this purple color. My art, I guess, came out anyway through making quilts. And there are definitely some art quilts that just are stunning, just absolutely masterpieces. I don't know if I'm just crazy. I don't know how many times I have erased this one. And it's not going to come out. the same at all. It's sort of okay. It's sort of okay. Somebody should keep a record of how many times I say, "Where's my," in my live streams. Okay. Oh, look, I missed a little bit of the flower down here. Just trying to put a little bit more to make it look a little bit more like that. Let me see. Oh, Sue, I think it's a story I was telling. I was an art major in college, but most everybody that was an art major already had some skill in whatever medium they wanted to use. And I just watched Channel 13, or that's what it was in Dallas, PBS, and watch William Alexander, and I would try to do what he did. Um, and also, I was afraid to do to paint because I didn't want to mess up, right? But I had to paint because it was part of the work, and I didn't want to get a bad grade. Then then through the years I've started painting off and on, and I would get kind of frustrated with it, and like it didn't look like what I envisioned and all that stuff. But I was doing I did have a creative outlet in quilting, and I would do color and all that there. But when I got into colored pencil, I was noticing, like, coloring with Elena, she has a painterly style. And then Ambient said something about color using colored pencils is actually called painting. And I thought, well, that makes sense because some colorists have a painterly style like Elena, and I really like it. And that's taught me more about using paints than not ever picking up a color pencil. So I really like that. It's helped my confidence to try new things and to use paint and things like that. I'm not afraid of it. Oh, it is? Wow. It really is. There's art quilts. You can just look up art quilts, and I had an art quilt book. It was a certain kind of uh, art quilting, and I was gonna do one, and I just kind of it's so fiddly, all the little bits you've got to cut out, and you've got to be pretty good at um, freehand, free motion quilting, and I'm not very good at that because I haven't done much of it. I've been too afraid to do it. I just like the regular quilting, the regular sewing together of the fabric. So, um, Yeah, there's all sorts of. I love to go to quilt shows, and you just see some amazing work there. There's the artisan division, and you just amazing, amazing work in there. Oh, dragonflies! I like those too. I like me some dragonflies. So I'm going to take a little bit off and maybe try to put those streaks in there. I really like that. It's almost time for me to go. I want to go eat some lunch and then get ready for Connie to come on. Wait a minute, she's not coming on. Why do I get it mixed up? I mean, I could go for 2.5 hours. Connie's on Tuesday. That's why I try to leave on time. Oh, yeah, I forgot about this little guy down here. Piece of flower, I forgot. It's pretty good. I really didn't have any idea how I was going to do these flowers. I just started to do these little swooshes. And I said, oh, I like that. I like how that's coming out. Yep, yep, yep. I knew I was getting that wrong. Oh, he's due. But it's okay. It's okay. I'll try a little bit of this gray in here. This is a warm gray. I think what I did learn from being an art major was um, probably more about color than anything, and shapes. Like when you look at something, look at a bird, you might take it for granted, oh, that's a bird, but now I look at it and I see the colors and how there might be a pattern and things like that. And of course, I had a great time. What's funny is that I went I changed my major a million times, which is a normal thing, I guess. But it went from acting to computer science to teaching and then to art. And I had told my mother I didn't want to be an art major. I was worried what she not an art major. I didn't want to be a teaching major. And I thought she's going to get upset when I tell her that I want to be an art major. ooh, I like putting this gray, warm gray in there. And so I remember where it was, and she didn't get upset about it. I said, okay, great. So that's what I did. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Well, you can definitely use your art in your child development. I mean, if you're working with children, art is a wonderful thing to add to your, I mean, it's art therapy. Um, you've got, and this is art therapy. There's music therapy, art therapy. So I know that in studying what you're studying, you've got to do some of that. Yeah, that's awesome. So you can still use your art um, every day. That's kind of neat. I'm not sure what to do about this. Guess it's going to be darker down here. So I might just cover this whole thing. But then when it comes to this part, since I've been using art for my therapy, just it's really relieves stress and things like that. And I've learned so much. I thought about, I don't know if I can go back to school now. I mean, my body and my mind just don't work as well as they used to. But getting into art therapy, I think that would be awesome. But I teach online, so I'm not sure I could be patient with some children. Like this one student I have about 3 days a week. And I don't know how to deal with her very well, but I pray before I start, and I want to be a good teacher to her regardless of her being frustrating to me. I don't want to go in there with that attitude because that attitude will come out in the teaching. And I've had to really work hard at stifling some expressions on my face. And, um, I've been able to get through, I know what she's going to do. I know she's going to draw on the screen, and I know she's going to ignore what I'm talking about while she's drawing. And so I kind of wait and I might comment on it, um, comment on her drawing, like, oh, that's a wonderful drawing, and try to tie it into what we're talking about. And, um, if she interrupts me while I'm trying to talk, then I try not to get upset about it. But it is a challenge. The other thing was I would ask her a question about something that I'm trying to get her to talk. I'm trying to get her to read. And so I'll say, she's supposed to say, this is a whatever. I'll say, is is this winter? And any kind of question like that where she would say no, no, she just screams out with this ear shattering And so I've tried to teach her with as much English as she knows to be calm. And she actually started whispering, and I go, well, that in my head, I say, well, that's better than screaming. Um, and now I try to ask the question in a different way than a yes or no question. But once in a while, I will ask her a yes or no question so she can practice answering calmly. I'm not sure why she answers that way, but it's really just a challenge. And I was telling Steve this the other night or last night. I go, if I just have one annoying student out of all the students, I consider myself blessed here. So I don't think that I could be patient enough. Oh, you did. Let me see. I've missed a couple stuff. Oh, true. You came in. Gosh, I've been chatting along. Oh, what age group? Um, she I think is actually 8, but I've taught a 3-year-old. Obviously, the parent is there, all the way up to adults. Most of my students are, I would say, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I get a lot of 11s. Yeah, those 3 and 4-year-olds are pretty fun. Oh, do they? I'm sorry they do that. Hey, Rainbow Kitty, Kitten, Danielle, you found a book? Coloring Pencil Painting Bible Techniques. Ooh, by Alon, Alyan, Alyana Nicholson. I'm going to write that down. I've got one book that's really just like special effects stuff. And I was so excited to get it. And I had a plan that I was going to do a different technique every week on my channel. I have not used this one day yet. Something in my head says, well, you can't work in this unless you get all 4 books. Well, that's ridiculous. The book that I should have gotten was the 4th book. Or is it the 3rd one? The 3rd one shows the glow behind stuff. I mean, it's got a lot of good stuff in here. Crystals and shading and gems, lights. I could have used that another day. So it's got a lot of good stuff in it. Here's balloons, cups, glasses. Oh, there's a mushroom. But I haven't used it. They're really like $20 each, and I really didn't want to spend $20. I should have, I guess. Hey, Rinka. You have all 4? Yeah. Yes, ambient. I could say the exact same thing. I have learned more about art, color, especially color, and techniques. Um, than anytime in college or after college or looking at a book. Um, and really, it was the perfect medium to try to be brave on using some techniques or some color combos or whatnot that I'd be so afraid to try in if I had just jumped right into painting. And I've followed tutorials even on painting, like mostly from a book, and they've come out all right. Nothing wrong with them at all. Well, I'd say that they're not perfect. I mean, I didn't stress over it, is what I meant. Um, but I would just give it up because it was so draining to work on some stuff. Yeah, full of talented people. The coloring community teaches far more about the colored pencil. I don't think I agree with that too. I've looked up color pencil books, and there's a few, but you definitely learn more about colored pencil in coloring communities than you do in the books. Oh, I'm so sorry, Rainbow. Danielle. When I was doing my art major back in the 80s and 1991, I graduated in 91. There wasn't, gosh, if I could go back in time, I would grab me some Prismacolors and keep them. But, you don't know if that's what you're, but there wasn't the teaching of it at all. Um, you might have had a little book here and there, and you had the pencils. Prang was a big thing, but it wasn't seen or taken as a serious art, at least um, where I was. And we didn't see, it didn't even think of it. We called them matte pencils, ambient. That's what we called them in high school and college were map pencils. Colored pencils you would use on maps, and just not even consider it an actual art medium. My sister in law just texted me. I got her into colored pencils. I bought her two books. One of them was, did I give her Circle of Life? Well, I know I gave her Worlds Within Worlds, not Worlds Within Worlds, World of Wonder. And I might have given her Circle of Life. I'd have to ask her, which one did I give you? She likes mandalas. And I said, oh, this book has a lot of mandalas in it. You might like it. Oh, oh. Yeah, animals very much do help anxiety. Sometimes they cause anxiety, but mostly they don't. Mostly they help us calm down. trying to get darker and darker under here. Yeah, yeah. After watching so many tutorials, I feel more confident to do my own thing, even if I mess up or I don't get it the way I like it. Looks like it's going to rain again. It's really been raining all week, every day, but not, of course, all day, every day. Just I guess I'm just continuing to build up the layers. This one I feel like needs more dark here. Then oops. Didn't mean for it to look so streaky like that. Yeah, I like that. Probably I'm going to add some of this warm gray down here, and the bird is supposed to be sitting in there, but I think this part he or she is behind that. I mean, in front of that. So then I may have to come in there with different color. Just trying to cast a shadow in there a little bit. It's not bad. Let's see. A lot easier to learn tutorials and books. Yep. Here's that easiest way for most people. It is. And then I can turn the book. Now I can use them. Yeah. Did you know you shouldn't have those pets before you got those pets? We were approved with management. Oh, what's messed up is you can't have rats, but you can have hamsters. I have to go. I feel sad when people get animals and then they can't take care of them or are not supposed to have them. Yeah, it happens a lot. See you, Mona. I'm probably gonna go too. I'm hungry, and I think I've done quite a bit on this one. I will try to finish these three flowers for the last part, and maybe some sparkly stuff. I do like how that looks on there. So on this one, I use Grisaille pencils, some Posca, some Stardust, and the background. I decided not to do anything else with the background other than what I did. I used King Arts on those. Um, I'm not sure if I could do something different for the background. If I would have picked this, I could have gone with green, like a very light washing of green in the background, um, rather than the three major colors here. We have hot pink, raspberry, and lilac are the main colors. Um, Also pomegranate. Yeah, pomegranate I kind of used uh, for the dark bits, the darkest bits. That's, yeah, I'm sorry. I would think since somebody's at my door. I wonder if it's my dad. Who is that? Did I know they were coming? Okay, well, I'm gonna go. My parents are coming over. So, are they here already? I guess I'll see y'all later, okay? Thank you so much for coming. Bye. Thanks, Shannon. Just a minute.